Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today I'm going to talk about USB headsets on the Nintendo Switch. Now recently a new update's come out, which is version 4.0.0 as of the middle of October 2017. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to plug in a USB headset into the Nintendo Switch and then use that wirelessly. So for example, it's only going to work on certain headsets, but if you had the Sony PlayStation one, then it comes with a little USB dongle. You can either plug that into the side of the dock, or you can plug it into the Nintendo Switch itself via a USB-C on-the-go cable, and then it will allow you to use your headphones wirelessly, which is a handy feature to have if you happen to have a Sony PlayStation headset. The problem is, I haven't. I've got Astro A50s, I've also got this brand here, a cheaper brand, and neither of these work, even though they do work via USB when I plug them into the PlayStation or my PC. These ones have an optical connection, so they're not just USB, they're also optical as well, so you need to have that Toslink cable plugged into them. But yet when it comes to PC, I don't have to have that cable plugged in at all. It all works via the USB, and that would do the voice and the chat as well. And the same thing on the PlayStation. So when Nintendo brought out this update, I thought brilliant, you'll be able to use these. Unfortunately, they still don't work, so it looks like you're very limited to what you can plug into it. Now, if you've got a USB sound card, then that does work. If you plug that into the Switch, that does work. So we can get something from that. Right now, in docked mode, I can use my Astro A50s and they work really well, but it does involve another adapter that you have to buy for around 16 or 17 UK pounds. So let me just show you it. Now beforehand, if I wanted to use my Astro A50s, when I put it into docked mode, I used to have to put it into the dock, and then I used to have to get the cable and physically plug it in to the top of the Nintendo Switch to get it to work. But now I don't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in and have a look up the top left hand side of the screen. You're going to see a new icon that will come up that says USB. Right, so at the moment the sound's coming through here like it would normally, but now watch this. When I dock this, have a look up on the top left hand side and you will see it will come up with USB, which is a new icon you might not have seen before. There we go, USB. And now all my sound is coming through the Astro A50s because that's how I've set it up. So if you have a look here, I haven't had to plug anything into the top there, but now if you listen on here, put the volume up, you will hear that the sound's coming through here. And I've got full control of the volume via here. You can see how loud it goes. So the good thing about this is when you're using it via the USB, it really does pump out a lot of volume. So now I'm going to show you the setup, and then afterwards I'm going to show you it working on Bluetooth headphones as well. Now this is only going to be relevant in docked mode or possibly tabletop mode, but it's not going to work in handheld mode because there's just too many cables pulling down in the Nintendo Switch. It's not practical. Now, not only can you control the volume via the headphones themselves, but you can also control it via the controller. So at the moment I've just got my DualShock 4 controller connected. If you go to this menu here, so hit down the home button, and then can you see now I've got an option here where it says USB, and if I move to there I can now move it less or more. Right, so let me show you what you need to be able to do this. So basically what I've got is a USB hub just connected in the back here because I want to keep it neat. So I've got my USB hub here, and then in order to be able to do this, first of all I've got a USB sound card. So this is the thing that is now allowed on the Nintendo Switch. So this basically is producing the sound through the USB sound card, and out of this I've got it plugged into the headphone jack. Then from the headphone jack I've got it plugged into this converter here. Now this is an analog to digital converter. Don't get this mixed up with a digital to analog converter, because the digital to analog are much more common. You can get these from Amazon in the UK for around about 17 UK pounds. So what this does is it converts the analog signal, which is basically just the headphone jack signal coming from the USB sound card, and it outputs it as a digital signal. So right now I've got my digital signal coming out here via the Toslink cable, which is the optical cable. So if you have a look in here, you can see the red light shining through there. And it's the optical cable that the Astro A50s over there can understand. And then you need to also provide this unit here with power. It needs 5 volts. So again, all I'm doing is I've got a USB cable, and it comes with this cable, and I've plugged that into the USB hub as well. Out of the USB hub, I also have to power the A50's wireless transmitter down the bottom here, because that works via USB. So that's what this other cable is here, this one here. And then lastly, I've got my Magic NS adapter, which allows me to use my PlayStation 4 controller lag-free on the Nintendo Switch. And now, with this unit here, I can charge my headsets up and everything straight from here. So I've got my little micro USB here, and when I plug it into the bottom of the headphones, I can now charge them up as and when they need charging. Now, although there is a bird's nest of wiring, you can just hide that all out of the way so it doesn't have to be seen. And then every time you dock your switch, it will automatically start working through your headphones. And if you don't want that to happen, then all you have to do is unplug the USB sound card. So right now I've unplugged that, and now it's coming back through the TV again. And now when I plug in the sound card again, you should see that it will come up with USB up the top here. So I'm just going to plug it in back down here. It's gone to USB there, and you can see it's about 2/3 full. And now the sound's coming back through here again. Right, so that's basically a nice way of getting your Astro A50s or any optical headset to work with your Nintendo Switch. Right, now let's say if you don't want to use optical headsets like the Astro A50s, you can also use this method here using the Bluetooth headphones. So let me just set this up for you, and then I'll show you this one working. Okay, so we've connected up now, and it's working on the Bluetooth headphones. And all we've done is we've got the USB sound card here plugged into the Nintendo Switch, and then we've got our little Bluetooth transmitter here. And now what I've done is I've given it power permanently, because remember, these have a chargeable battery in them and they do run out after so many hours. So if you do it this way, at least that can just be left in there as a permanent solution. And if you want to make it neater, of course you can just plug it into the USB hub at the back there. I've just done it here to show you that you don't need to do it via the USB hub. So what's happening is we've got a USB sound card with our Bluetooth transmitter coming out of the headphone port of it, and then we're also giving power to this Bluetooth transmitter via the USB one here. And just to show you it working, in the USB hub, okay, so there we go, all tucked away out of the way. And now if you have a listen, it's coming through here. And again, we can control the volume via here or via the Bluetooth headphones. So if I hold down that there, and if I go down to USB, I can make it louder. And if you want to make it quieter, we've got volume controls here. If you want to make it louder, okay, so that's the maximum. And again, we've got a lot of volume as well. So the good thing about using the USB port rather than the headphone jack is you do seem to get a better volume on it. It seems to go a lot louder. And just like before, when we take it out of here, it will start working again on the Nintendo Switch. And then when we plug it back in, it's going to move over without me doing anything. So I haven't got to plug anything into the top. I'm just going to drop it in there. And then after about 10 seconds it will go on the TV and also onto the Bluetooth headphones. And there we go. Right, now you might be wondering about handheld mode. All of this does work in handheld mode, but it's not practical, because what you have to do is you have to plug in a USB-C on-the-go cable. So for example, now if I was to plug in my USB sound card here, you can now hear that the sound's coming through here again. Right, okay, so that is a useful feature to have when it's in docked mode, because when you've got the permanent solution of the switch dock left by your TV, you can hide all those cables behind it, and then if you like using your headsets, then that is a permanent solution. If you're 50-50 between using the TV and the headsets, then it's a bit of a pain, because we can't do it via software here. Every time we have something plugged into it, we can't change it off the USB. Just like with the headphones, it will always show the headphones when you have the headphone jack plugged in. So if you want to use TV, unfortunately you are going to have to unplug the USB sound card, and then when you want it to work on the Astro A50s or your Bluetooth headphones, then you're going to have to plug in the sound card again. Now in case you're wondering, other things don't work. You can't use Bluetooth dongles because it's still not recognised, and you can't use things like your Xbox wireless adapter or your PlayStation wireless adapter. So it's very limited to what you can do, but at least it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully now, eventually they will allow Bluetooth headsets, or they will allow the chat through the USB headsets, and they might already have a product in the pipeline waiting to come out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe for more how-to videos. Take care, bye now.